Hi, welcome to Critically Loud, the podcast where two teenagers, I'm sorry,
This movie's
two
so
teenagers
fucking
complain
stupid.
about. Well, okay, so here's the thing: we watch Cruella. That's the movie. You
Yes.
can tell from the thumbnail, from the title.
Ugh.
Um, Not horrible. I enjoyed parts of it.
I agree.
I had a good time
Kind of.
watching this movie.
There is a chunk of this movie that I really enjoy watching. And then other than that, there's like the beginning.
The beginning,
Nah.
oh my god,
Trash.
dude!
It's
Dude.
terrible.
No,
There's a specific scene, like I knew it was coming because I got it spoiled on the internet, but I can't believe they went there.
I didn't know it was coming, but like the instant I saw one of the characters, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna happen from this, and it's gonna be like it's
so dumb.
It's the stupidest, most Disney thing."
Yes,
I'd probably give it, honestly, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10, maybe, just because like anything that
you put this on the same level as Army of the Dead.
Yeah, anything that I get enjoyment of, I put above a 5. And so I honestly, and I might be biased because this was the first movie I saw back in theaters. So
Same.
Really, I thought you saw Nobody in theaters, didn't you? With Joaquin?
Oh, I totally did. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody. That's a movie I wish we could have talked about. It's an interesting
I haven't
one.
seen it yet.
Yeah. I there are problems. We're talking about Cruella.
That's a different movie.
Let's get into what Cruella is. Cruella is a fashion heist movie about the villain from 101 Dalmatians.
It's the balls on this movie I commend, honestly.
It's fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
It's wild. And there are some scenes that actually kind of made me be like, damn, Cruella's cool as fuck. And all
the punk scenes are great.
Oh, the Stooges scene is the best scene in that movie by far.
Yes.
By far.
Agreed.
It's amazing. I really like it. And honestly, I think that goes to the costume designers.
I'm betting Oscar winners. I'm betting.
Possibly. I really like the costumes in this movie.
They're really well done. Disney did a good job realizing this is a movie to showcase our costume department.
The script. What kind of drugs were these people taking?
What
the fuck?
The script is out of this world. It's
like the places they decide to go, especially in like the late second half of this movie, it's so confusing.
The dress made out of the moth eggs, dude.
I love that.
That was amazing. But like that was one of those things where like my dad and I both like sat back in our seats and went like we were not expecting like something that out of left field to come from a Disney movie.
Like that's creative. There are a couple moments where things get creative, and then there are a couple moments where I'm like, I don't understand this. I don't like the.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh
no.
The acting is really good. Every cast member does a very good job, I think, especially Emma Thompson, but that's a given because Emma Thompson's a goddess.
Oh yeah, Emma Thompson, yes. I for some reason went to Emma Stone. That's not Emma Stone's fine.
She does a good job, but she's outshined by Emma Thompson so much just because Emma Thompson
by her acting. The scene with Emma Thompson has the taser.
Oh, it's so good. And she just starts tasing her handmaidens. That was great.
The maid is just walking out like, oh god. And then her butler, who's played by like my favorite character actor in a movie. What's his name?
Oh, the bald dude that's in Kingsman.
Yes.
Yeah, Merlin from Kingsman, whatever his name is.
Okay, wait.
But yeah, no, he was great. I liked him, but he's always great.
Yeah, Mark Strong. Mark Strong. As an actor, I really like him. Anything I watch that he's in, he just makes it a more entertaining movie to watch. Sherlock Holmes, Shazam, Kingsman.
Oh, he was in Shazam. I totally forgot he was in Shazam.
Shazam. He's the best part of that movie for me.
Really?
The characters he gets written for are usually pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like especially in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way his character's written, but I like the actor a lot.
I mean, he's a charismatic guy.
Yes, his most entertaining role for me is definitely the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movie.
It's got to be Merlin for me. Yeah, I have, but like Merlin beats that out.
Merlin is good, but for me, he gets so much screen time in Sherlock Holmes.
That's true.
That I'm surprised by, and he gets to have like a lot of moments that are just tons of fun.
He also, for me, he has the only good moment in the Kingsman sequel, which you probably know because
the Kingsman sequel.
But you got to know the scene because internet, right? The country road, and he's like, "Do you not know this?" Oh, I won't say anything. Well, unless
the only thing I know about that movie is when they talked about the scene in, I think it was Stuntmen React.
Oh yeah, I won't say anything because it is a really pivotal moment if you ever decide to watch that movie. But there's a really good moment in that movie.
The trailer put me off so much.
It's that movie. Most of it is really bad, and there's 2 good moments. There are 2 good bits.
My huge problem with that movie is a problem I have with a lot of like sequels when people are like, we're out of ideas for what we did with the last movie, so they have to perform like a wiping of the slate clean.
Yeah, like a hard
in
reset.
A way that is very frustrating for me. Every moment, every character, every consequence of the first Kingsman movie in the trailer alone gets reversed.
There are a few things in the movie that are directly in consequence of the first movie, but yeah, I get what you mean. A lot of it is like it completely wipes out the stakes of the first film.
I just find it disappointing because I really like the first Kingsman movie and I think it could have gone somewhere cool.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not talking about
Edgar Wright's an interesting director.
He didn't do. Did he do Kingsman 2?
No, I thought he did. Did he do Kingsman 2? I know he did Kingsman 1, right?
No, he didn't. That was Guy Ritchie.
Wait, what? Oh, it was Guy Ritchie. Why did I think it was Edgar Wright?
I don't know. I mean, they're both Brits, so you racist.
Oh, it's Matthew Vaughn. We're both wrong.
Oh, well, we're both racist.
What?
Okay. Because
what else has he made? Oh. Yeah. I haven't seen much of Matthew Vaughn stuff. I've seen Layer Cake, but I don't remember Layer Cake. But yeah. All right, we're off track.
Yeah, Cruella. Back to Cruella. I enjoy this movie.
Like I said, I enjoy parts of it. Some parts of it are bafflingly stupid, and then there's some parts that are just confusing, especially about where they wanted to take the character of Cruella.
Yeah, there's some bits that okay, so let's go into spoiler territory. There's an end. Or should we wait for that, or should we just?
Yeah, there's not a lot we can get into that isn't spoiler based.
Let's just go spoiler. Let's just go to spoiler.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it and you care, you probably don't. But if you care, stop listening.
You shouldn't care.
Don't care. You don't have to pay money for this movie. It's Cruella.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there's
at the very end. There's an end credit scene.
There is. I didn't see it. I didn't stay.
Scene. It's like a mid credits. Did you not? Okay. So anyway, basically the scene is it turns out Cruella, her best friend from childhood, is the reporter who's the main character of 101 Dalmatians.
What?
That's her. That's her. That's established from the original 101 Dalmatians movie. The whole relationship.
I don't remember 101 Dalmatians at all.
So to give a basic
So they've been friends since childhood, and then she was like, "I'm going to steal your dogs for a coat, even though you helped me use."
That's why I was so concerned about this movie, because you're making one of the most hateable characters into a likable person. Although they did do that well, because the thing is, you have this.
I don't think
personal friend, like in the original movie, Cruella is the personal friend of the wife who has Pongo, which is the main Dalmatian, right?
Right.
And then Cruella de Vil steals these Dalmatians to make a coat, and then murders plans to murder the Dalmatians, and the Dalmatians are able to escape from her, and that's pretty much the movie. So that's that character that is established. The thing that I find crazy, the thing that I find insane, is the end credit scene. It opens up on one of the lawyer guys who's a very minor character, but it turns out he marries her.
Okay, so that is who he is. That's who he is. I thought so. That I guessed, just like, I don't remember any of the names, but I was like, that is who that is, right?
Yeah, he is. So anyway, he's on the piano and he's doing the classic, Cruella de Vil.
Right,
and he's playing the ragtime on the piano, and it's really cool. And you're like, oh, awesome. And the camera slowly like pans over to like a ding dong, and you see the woman, I can't remember her name, but she walks to the door. She opens the door, and there's a little box, and it says something like to her name, And then she opens it and a little Dalmatian is inside. She picks it up and it has the name tag Pongo on it. And the present is in black and white, which makes you think it's from Cruella. The thing that makes me think,
the fuck?
Yeah. What are we saying that
so
Cruella gave them the dog that she later steals to kill for a jacket?
I'm sorry, but does that mean Pongo is the child of the dogs that killed her parents?
That's what I was like. What the hell? Right?
What?
It's the most bonkers decision to have in an end credit scene.
What the fuck? Okay, so the majority of this movie is just about how fucking wild the characters are.
Yeah.
Especially Cruella. There are a lot of stuff with her that I don't like. Visually, she looks awesome. As I said, the costume design is amazing, and the scenes where they get to show off that costume design are the best in the movie. It's kind of disappointing that they don't finish with one.
That's true, yeah. And also the whole, I don't think they needed to be related, Estrella
they don't.
The mom lady.
That whole elaborate thing is not necessary at all. Let's go over some of the big plot points of this movie.
So let's just go from beginning to end. So we begin. Cruella's mom fucking dies because Dalmatians push her off a cliff.
Some before that. Her name is Estrella. Her hair is naturally half black and half white. Yeah, that was
crazy. Why?
She grows up with naturally half black, half white hair. And then she gets expelled from her school and she ends up going to this fancy mansion and she gets chased by 3 Dalmatians that she gets chased into a back courtyard. And then the Dalmatians jump over her and attack her mom and push her over a ledge. They have Dalmatians kill her mom. They pulled a Batman. They Batman Cruella de Vil with Dalmatians.
And then so the whole thing is Cruella, as she grows up, she goes to London and she grows up with these other 2 guys that turn out to be the dog nappers from the original movie.
Yeah, that's who I thought those people were. And her relationship with them is my least favorite part of this movie. It's good.
It's good while she's Estrella. I like the chemistry then, but then as soon as she turns into Cruella and their relationship starts deteriorating, it doesn't work for me.
Okay, what doesn't work for me is that this movie is not willing to go all of the way with Cruella. They don't take the last step. And this is the same problem I have with the Han Solo movie.
I related this to the same thing when I was talking with my dad about it.
So in the Han Solo movie, what happens is you're supposed to be like, oh, at the beginning, he's naive, he's young, he doesn't trust the people around him. And then the setup is he's going to not trust other people. He's going to have a hard exterior shell, he's going to be charismatic. And they never get to that point in the movie. They set it up perfectly to where he should get to that point. But for some reason, it just doesn't end on the right note.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
His character is almost stagnant throughout it.
Yeah, part of it just comes from the actor, I think. And then in Cruella, we have a similar thing. Cruella, what we show is that this movie starts off where Cruella is a child. Her name is Estrella, and they show that she has a cruel streak. And it's well, don't be cruel, be nice. What do we say to Cruella? And there's Cruella, go away.
Mm-hmm.
And so she grows up. The stuff that happens with her, where her mom dies, and she spends 10 years as Estrella, this nice, kind of charismatic family person who doesn't really stand up for herself, or at least that's what it's kind of going for.
Yeah.
And then stuff happens. She gets hired. She finds out that the person she's working for, what's her name, the Baroness.
Yeah, I think it is the Baroness. Yeah.
The Baroness,
played by Emma Thompson.
Yeah, she finds out that the Baroness is the one who was there when her mother was killed. So she sets up an elaborate plot to steal the necklace that Cruella's mother gave her that she lost to the Baroness when she was a child.
Yeah.
And it leads to a scene where it's well, we need a distraction, but I can't be recognized at myself. And this whole time she's got her hair dyed red.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's all right, well then I'll go in as Cruella, and she creates this alternate persona to steal the necklace, and the theft fails, and what she ends up doing is she decides to stay in this persona of Cruella, and the idea is she's kind of letting this part of herself go.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's
she's
a whole
becoming
bunch of stuff
like
happens.
a different person.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that happens. She pretty much just styles on the Baroness for the whole middle chunk of the movie, and it's great.
That whole montage is amazing.
There are some great scenes. The costume design is really good. The like gay guy who runs the fashion shop,
mm-hmm.
he's cool. I like him.
I like him.
Is he from the movie?
He's not. What he is being advertised though a whole bunch by Disney is like as being their first gay character, which I thought they had like 4 first gay characters at this point.
Wait, yeah, what?
Because wasn't LeFou supposed to be their first gay character?
Yeah, you fucking chill, Disney.
Yeah,
like at least they didn't throw it in our face. I think he's actually he's a decent character.
He adds to the script without being like, you know, too tacked on. Without it's not like I'm glad it's not Disney being like, look, a gay person, diversity.
That's what they're doing in their advertising, but in the movie.
But yeah, exactly.
It's fine. I think he's cool. I like him. I like that he has a role to play within the movie, and he pretty much she sets up this underground fashion design place, and she just steals the show from the Baroness at every turn, leading to a final scene where the spring collection is the big fashion show in London, and the big dress that the Baroness has is sewed by Cruella's alter ego,
Estrella,
and it's this giant beautiful golden dress that they decide to lock in a safe to keep it from being stolen. And when they open the safe, it turns out that the dress is made with a bunch of butterfly cocoons or
I think moth eggs, because usually moths eat fabric. So they open the thing and all of the dresses are completely eaten, and thousands upon thousands of moths just go into the building, and it's super cool.
It leads to everyone running out of the building to a pavilion where Cruella shows up, where her 2 stooges are playing a Stooges song, I Want to Be Your Dog, and it's sick. It's actually awesome, and it's my favorite scene in the movie. There's it's cool, and it's indulgent, and it's stupid, but I love it.
I love how much this movie embraces the British invasion with the whole punk influence that it has.
Yeah, I wish it had gone even more into punk with the music, because a lot of the music is just popular music. I think a lot of the music was unnecessary, honestly. Yeah. A lot of the we're setting the tone. I kind of like the producer music though, Cruella's little whatever it's.
That was cool. I think this is off on a tangent, but this movie, the thing I'm most frustrated by it is because it is one of the biggest musical missed opportunities I've ever heard in my life.
Holy shit! This could have been a sick musical. Dude, make a fucking British invasion punk movie about Cruella.
We already have one of the greatest Disney villain songs ever. Cruella de Vil. You know what could have been awesome?
Then that's a predecessor to the Disney villain song.
Do that, and then make it a freaking punk song. You have a punk setting with a punk character with a pre-established song, and that could work really well with
Cruella de Vil. And this is a problem I actually have with this movie. Cruella de Vil should not be punk.
I think it's fine, but
in 101 Dalmatians. But think about what she represents. She represents money.
She represents Art Deco. She does in the original movie. She's Art Deco's in the people who would lavish themselves in
exactly. That's not punk. That's the opposite of punk. That is
that's the whole taking the artist, the director making his own movie out of it.
He's making his own movie, but you have to think about that this is connected, and that's why the whole end credits thing is wild.
It's crazy. I can't handle
bizarre.
It. I can't handle it.
And there's a couple of things like that, the final, the scene when they're playing the Stooges, and she's wearing a Dalmatian dress, and the implication at the time is that she killed. She straight up killed dogs. And wore it as a dress. And then the next scene, the dogs are just there. She never killed them. And then never and the worst part of it is Emma Thompson literally says she killed my Dalmatians and made them into a dress. And then no one ever says, oh, no, she didn't. They're fine. They're right here. Or something like that. It's
the only reason they really did that is because to set up in the original movie, she already had been accused.
I know.
Cruella had been accused of doing it, so I think they just needed to do that to fulfill the prequel quota that was needed.
She should have just killed the dogs. They should have commit. That's my problem with this movie, because then we get the Emma Thompson like captures Cruella and like tries to kill her by burning her down in a fire, and her butler, played by Mark Strong, saves her, brings her back to his house, and explains that she's the secret daughter of the Baroness.
This is where the movie falls apart for me, honestly.
Yeah, it falls apart. It's a mess after this.
There's one good scene after this, which is in the ballroom when everybody has the Cruella hair. I really like that, but everything
I do like that. That's cool. That's been done a lot in movies though. You know,
it's still good. Well, I'm Radio Rebel.
oh my God, I've not seen Radio Rebel.
You've not seen Radio Rebel?
I'm not going to watch.
You don't need to.
I will. I did enjoy watching Lemonade Mouth with you.
Oh, dude, Lemonade Mouth.
Movie's hilarious.
Maybe we do matter, Gus. That's a stupid line.
I feel so bad for the other people in like for context, one time in theater class, our teacher was like, "What movie are we gonna watch?" And everybody voted for the Disney Channel classic, Lemonade Mouth. And me and Kai were like, "No, why?" And then we watched it and we howled laughing the whole time.
We were just shit talking this movie, and people were like looking at us and telling us to shut up. But
okay, we're off track. So Cruella finds out that her mom is the Baroness, her nemesis, and she goes to this place that represents her dead adopted mother, who was actually like a maid that Mark Strong gave the baby to.
This movie's crazy.
And she goes there and she's like, "I know you loved me, and I do love you, but I am not Estrella. I am Cruella." And then the next scene, she goes to like her two goons that she's been kind of a dick to this whole time. And she's like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Are we cool now? You're my family." And she's never like, "I'm not Estrella. That's not who I am. That's the person you like knew, but I am Cruella. I'm kind of a bastard." That's not what they do. They make it so that she is Estrella. Pretty much the rest of the movie. She is her most Cruella in the scenes before she makes this like big character moment. And it doesn't deliver, and she's like, "Okay, cool, we're friends again," and it leaves her relationship with these two guys. And I like the actors a lot. I think they're really great. They're a lot of fun. The big guy and his tiny little eye patch dog.
I love the eye patch dog. He's so cute.
I know, right? It's adorable.
I think the way that I was thinking about it when I left the theater is that this movie was doomed from the start. There's no way this movie would, because here's the thing. You can either make a good Cruella movie or you can make a good Disney movie. You cannot make a good Cruella Disney movie, because Disney would never make a movie where their protagonist kills a dog, or they would never take the step needed to make Cruella the villain she needs to be at the end of the movie.
Cruella should have killed the Baroness. She should have fucking murked the Baroness. That would have been gangster as hell.
Like, I was so sure that she was gonna whistle the dogs on the Baroness at the end, but
oh no, they did like the opposite.
Yeah,
I would have loved to like the most dramatic thing, just Cruella holding Emma Thompson by the scruff, like standing on the building above and just dropping her over the cliff and like taking her throne. She should.
I was. It's not. What if she made a coat out of Emma Thompson? Just go full Leatherface.
Yeah, she's like actually insane. It's really weird, the ending, and I think that's where everyone knew where the problems were gonna come.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought the problems were gonna be the whole movie, and it's mostly just the beginning and the end for me.
This movie beat my expectations, and I kind of love it.
Like, there are some scenes where I'm like, I fuck with this, but I also think it's because it is appealing specifically to me.
It does appeal to like the teenager fuck the world
like,
spirit.
And that is my problem with this movie, because while I think it does that, the only vibe you're gonna get is that Cruella de Vil is kind of a poser.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she's like, "I am change in the fashion world," and you're like, And all the time when I'm watching this movie, I'm like, wait, this is from the movie where the lady just wants to kill the dogs to make a coat.
Mm-hmm. It definitely works better as a movie without regarding the Cruella aspect of it.
Because the only thing it really takes from the Cruella aspect is her character design.
Mm-hmm. And the dogs.
Yeah. And the Dalmatians, which are really weirdly implemented into this movie.
Those Dalmatians are fucking evil. Why are they just
I know, and they're the CGI Dalmatians that are just always angry, except for during soccer.
All the dogs are CGI the entire
movie.
Not
all the time. No, not all the time.
Yeah.
No. They're like during like big. Oh, the Dalmatians are. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, but not all the other dogs. Yeah. No, I mean, well, the other Cruella's dog is occasionally, and so is
he is. So is
Eye Patch dog.
But they are not. But they are not all the time. Yeah. They're doing. They are when it's like necessary, but it's not like the Call of the Wild dog.
No, I'm talking about the Dalmatian dogs because I couldn't look at them.
They are CGI.
I couldn't look at them seriously. Yeah.
They're goofy.
Which is weird because in behind the scenes footage, they get actual Dalmatians on set for reference.
Wait a fucking second. You know what just broke my brain about this movie?
What?
This is a world where dogs can talk to each other.
What the fuck?
This entire movie, the whole context of it exists within a world where dogs can talk to each other.
No, Gus, you can't do this to me. You can't.
I just did it to you, dude. Can't.
No, that's can't be. That's not how. That can't. That's wait. So if these new Dalmatians are coming to live with Cruella, are they just straight up like telling the other dog, like say like, hey, you know that lady that you knew when you were a puppy? Yeah, I fucking pushed her off a cliff.
No, he didn't. It's just like I would just imagine the Dalmatians are just like, hey, fuck you. Fuck you. Hey, fuck you.
Yeah, what happens to those other dogs? Like, are they just like gonna be abused? Because those Dalmatians are mean.
I don't know. She must kill the dogs, right? She doesn't keep Dalmatians. Like she it's crazy to me that she doesn't kill the dogs.
Yeah, I don't know. My chair just like fell a whole ass foot.
This movie is fucking like just overall, this movie script wise is fucking stupid. And everybody knew that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the production team on this movie is really good.
This movie has great production value.
And partially it's because of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, a lot of stuff like when Disney has good production value, it can feel soulless because, you know, Disney.
Well, like most of the Disney reboots have great production value, and those movies are awful.
Yeah, those are unwatchable.
Like the thing is, this is technically a Disney reboot. This is one of my favorite Disney reboots by default.
It's not a Disney reboot. It's more like a Maleficent.
Which is one of the Disney reboots. It's counted as one. Yeah, Maleficent is counted as one of them. Like
people like Maleficent, right?
I enjoy Maleficent. Yeah, the first one.
Aren't there two?
Yeah, I didn't see the second. I heard bad things about it. I don't know why they made a second.
I was always super confused about like whether or not it was a new one or just the old one because it had like it was weird. Cruella, I enjoyed it more than I thought it would, and I think it's partially because they chose charismatic actors and they had really good costume design, and like there's music that's like poppy and catchy from a certain era.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of stuff that is fucking wild. It's long. It's a lot longer than I thought it is.
I honestly think if I were to do this, you know, if I were to have like an ability to fix one thing to fix it, I just redo the end. Just fix the entire ending.
Yes, for me it would be the ending, and I would like this is I think one of the biggest problems people talk about with Disney in general is no half measures.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep wanting to go to a place but being too fucking cowardly, because that's what it is, to go to the next level. Because a lot of Hollywood right now is cowardly as fuck, and Disney is the biggest version of that.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like they are so scared to go out of like their little niche, because any like misstep could break things, and it's really disappointing because this movie, if it had gone like all the way, and by the end Emma Stone is just playing an evil mad woman with like crazy clothes who just like that's who she is now, would be awesome, because the end of the movie is Cruella de Vil killing Estrella.
I love it's pronounced. It looks like Devo, but it's pronounced Deville. That guy laugh.
He's great. That is one of the. There's like 3 scenes in that movie where they have to do the Disney thing of like retroactively explaining what's going on and them not doing
Solo.
It. That the fucking cat scratch from Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Which is the worst of them, no doubt.
No, Han Solo.
Han Solo is fine.
No, I hate that one.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But the cat scratch one is disrespectful to another director's movie in a different way. Right? You are turning an effective moment from a previous film that you did not make into a joke.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good. I just don't like Han Solo more, but that also comes from somebody who is a diehard Star Wars nerd. This movie's like the perfect example of like great execution for a not idea, but like it's the best they could do with what they were given. I think so. Yes,
with like what they had to do, I think it's the best it could have been. For me, it is, as a movie, it is a 4. As a piece of entertainment, in some places, it's like a 7.
Yeah. I just give it an overall
execution. Like visually, there's a lot of stuff that I think looks sick.
Visually, it's great.
It's just wrapped in a stupid fucking package. Yeah, that's Cruella.
That's pretty. I'd honestly go watch it if you want. It's a fun watch.
Oh, you'll enjoy it. You will be baffled by the level of stupidity that this movie goes to.
And you will be wowed by some of the costumes legitimately got like audible gasps out of me because they are beautiful.
Yeah, they are. Like, and I do wish they had called out a little bit more of what the fashion industry is, right? Because it's like, oh, she's big, she must be good at fashion. When like fashion doesn't actually exist. It is a fucking like classist nightmare. That like the same way the art world is, you know?
Yeah.
It's not great. And like Cruella exists within that, and I wish they'd like shown that more. I don't know. It's just a lot of different dissonant pieces.
Yeah, for sure.
That don't work combined.
I think honestly, like, kudos to the director. I bet you did everything you could. Kudos to everybody who worked on it. You pulled something together that should not have worked, and yet kind of did. So
I don't even know who this guy is.
Neither do I. All I know is he's a director. Also, I'm still upset that there wasn't like a cool version of Cruella de Vil, like the song in it. There should have been the song in it much more than
there
just
is one in the credits.
Scene. Yeah, but like it's not cool.
Oh, he made I, Tonya. Huh. Did you see I, Tonya?
I didn't, but that makes a lot of sense that they would sign him up for this movie. Is it good?
It's all right.
That's the one with Margot Robbie about the ice skater, right?
Yeah, I like it. I like Margot Robbie. I like Sebastian Stan.
Oh, he's
you know where? You know, this totally makes sense now. You know, like the fat British dude.
Yeah.
In Cruella, he is like a character in I, Tonya. That's the only other thing I've seen him in. So I knew why he was familiar from something, and now I remember what.
Oh, I was just thinking he was like in that like super Oscar baity movie that Clint Eastwood made about like the Richard Jewell. He was the main character in that.
Oh,
you remember that from like 2 years back?
No.
Yeah,
there were a lot of Oscar bait movies.
Yes, that was Cruella.
Yeah.
Go tell us if you're watching this on YouTube. Tell us what you thought. I'm not sure if our podcast is on Apple yet. It turns out that
it is on Spotify.
It is on Spotify. It's on Breaker. It's on a few other ones. All I know is we kind of have to wait. Like, I think it's like 10 to 15 business days for Apple to recognize our podcast as legit. So, yeah, so we have to wait. So maybe it is going to be that much time by the time this episode comes out. But if you're watching this on YouTube, drop a comment. Tell us what you thought of Cruella. Next week's movie is going to be Those Who Wish Me Dead. That's next week. So watch that movie. It's going to come out next Wednesday. And have a good day. Don't kill dogs and wear them as jackets.
Yeah. All right.
We did it.
Gift those dogs to your friend and then come back later to kidnap and kill them.
Why would you make that decision to have Cruella give them Pongo?
Okay. All right. Well, we have to go. Goodbye.
Hey, we actually got critically loud in this episode.
Yeah, we did. It's fucking God. Okay. All right. Bye.